that right before
You asked
the
me,
last
so I told
countdown,
you.
but you said it right before. Oh God, yeah, I'm rusty. I'm definitely rusty, and we just gonna blame it on Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Blame it on
I can
Tommy
start
and
y'all.
Tone.
I can start y'all over.
Okay, works for me. All right, come on, y'all, for real.
Okay,
You want me to start you over again one more time?
he said let's take 3. Welcome or welcome back to. Wait, is it? It's not a new episode. It's like a part 2 of an
Right,
episode.
yeah.
Mhm.
Welcome back to part 2 of the DNR podcast, or Do Not Resuscitate. I'm gonna let these heifers introduce themselves.
Hey y'all, hey. I'm Denise.
She sound like she finna be on some bull,
Right,
don't she?
yeah.
I'm the nice one.
Okay, so anyway, hey y'all, it's Nicole, the N in DNR.
So Nicole is the only one that's prepared for today.
At this
I'm
point.
ready. Yeah, let's go. Let's do
Nicole
it.
said, "I've been waiting on this. You bitches is the ones that's been."
The
let's
producer
get
was
it.
ready.
Yeah, and the producer was ready. He was. I told you that in the text.
Today.
He was
Tone
ready.
with teeth was ready.
I will not participate in that.
Okay, I see where we at.
You started with me. Did he not start with me when I walked in? So now they mics don't work.
He muted us. See, he just took me off. See what happened?
Anywho, hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Ruthia, aka the real one, aka the real sweet one, the innocent one.
Mm.
That's all I gotta say.
I definitely feel attacked for the second time. Wasn't I attacked the last time?
Every time, so it don't matter.
I'm
It's
sorry
'cause
you
I'm
feel
dark
that
skinned.
way.
No.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, you're
No.
not. You're not sorry. No. And she's saying it with a straight face. Okay, well, it's been almost a month. How y'all been feeling? What y'all got going on?
Listen, at this point, I'm just here going through the motions. I'm ready to wrap this year up. I'm not trying to rush it, but yeah, I'm ready to wrap this year up, going to 2023, start anew, start fresh, get my mind right, move forward.
She said, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and head on about. Dude said, yeah, we might as well just go ahead and head about here. How you been feeling?
I'm good. I just had a rough couple weeks, but
It's
I made
because
it. I'm
you haven't
good.
been around me, the sweet one.
No, it's a story I tell y'all offline, but it's crazy.
She didn't even let me have that moment.
I'm sorry, but yeah, it was crazy. I'll just real short. Went to Chicago. Car was stolen in Chicago. Found the car in Appleton. Got the car back. Called the Chicago police. Make sure I'm off the hot list.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to Chicago. They towed the car. So I just got my car back again.
Yikes.
All
What
in
the
like a
hell?
two-week period.
Tommy face.
That's a lot. I don't want to ask. I'm glad you're back. Chicago to Appleton?
I survived. I think they was just joyriding because I was on.
Who
It was on
drives
a
from
flat.
Chicago to
I don't know.
Appleton
It was on a
joyride?
flat and it was out of gas.
They some real niggas because they went way to the whitest city.
That's what I said.
It
I was
probably
like,
was
what
Denise.
the what? Who
She's
does
a real
that?
nigga and a white person.
Girl, fuck you. Already. We starting already.
But is that not true?
I had to catch
No,
up.
it's not, motherfucker.
I was just straight in like that. Straight like that. That's cool. I like
No
it.
chaser, no lube.
Ooh, no chaser
Just
or
raw.
no.
No
Okay.
Vaseline. Okay, Denise.
Wow.
But is it not? That is a fact.
It is not a fact. That is a personal opinion.
You are a real nigga, and you are a white person.
So that equals white nigga, right?
Is there such a thing?
A
Right.
wigger.
Right.
You're a real wigger.
The fact that she came into the studio before us and you was already sitting upstairs.
Oh,
lets
because
us-
white people be on time, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was gonna say
No.
that was some bullshit. Like, how did you not speak?
Cause I ain't see y'all niggas. Normally we powwow, right outside the studio, but that didn't happen. So I was like, oh, all right. Well, I mean, guess I'll just go.
We usually powwow when
But you
Tommy
didn't
not
even
doing what he's
text us
supposed
like
to do.
she texted and said, "I'm pulling up."
Yeah, my phone was
didn't
on.
get
My phone was
nothing.
on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, I'm
She
just
sound
here.
Do
like
not
Shalon.
disturb. You can still text,
I
right?
saw a little shade
Oh,
that you threw out
okay.
there, but
I was just
I'm not
wondering.
going to acknowledge it.
I threw some
Yeah,
shade at
that's
you.
cool.
He's just subconsciously throwing shade. You don't even remember that shit. That's how. That's how.
I be on
That's
my
how shade.
best behavior.
That's how sweet you are.
No, that's a damn lie.
You know what?
Best
That's,
behavior,
Yeah, I
nigga.
don't
What?
want to see your worst.
that,
Right.
that is equal to a nigga always talking about, I'm a humble nigga. I'm humble. I'm
Right,
humble.
right. I'm humble.
If you gotta talk
I
about how
ain't
humble you are,
about nothing.
but you ain't sweet either.
There you go. Thank you.
Sweet
Thank
about
you.
nothing. No, that's not true. I
You have
can't
a
say that.
you have a sweet
You are
exterior,
sweet.
but then when it come out,
Can y'all turn Nicole mic up because she just said some real shit?
if it's
I
about
said
you,
you sweet about some things.
See,
okay.
Yeah, all right. If that's what helps you
he
sleep
was
at night.
like, "Yo, okay, well,
You
Denise
accepted
over
my
here
friend
getting
request
you.
today.
Did
That was sweet.
oh shit, I didn't do that on purpose."
Oh man, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
I have to be prepared for Tommy because he came at me soon as I walked in.
Oh, I couldn't wait.
He was prepared.
I couldn't
But
wait.
I didn't even do nothing.
You didn't do nothing, but you did something. It was just funny. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what you did, and this
Okay,
is what you did without actually saying it without everybody. I saw you as one person that's like INDEP, but saw you in a light of, oh wait, she's chosen. She's
Everybody
not.
choosing me.
Mhm, but
I ain't
that's
for the
a-
street.
that is
I'm
a-
just for the
chosen
sidewalk.
in public is a whole other thing.
that is
And
also
public-
true.
I be on the
Chosen
crowd
in
and
public.
Talking
Also
about
true.
this though.
I don't know what they talking about.
I'm
Chosen in
dark,
public
so
on
we
a
don't need
pseudo
to-
kind of date kind of situation.
I don't know what they talking about. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if we gonna jump into the
Deny,
smoke,
huh?
me and Aziza did take our relationship to the next level. We are now married. That's my wife.
No, don't even try it.
Aziza ass was not in Milwaukee
Don't even try it.
on Christmas Eve.
Hey,
Well,
you pulling up dates?
well,
you gonna tell all of this when we get done. We ain't
Yes,
gonna
I
tell your
will.
I don't
business
know
on
what y'all
here.
talking about.
Well, we finna find out after this podcast.
Listen, I'm not for the streets. I am at least on the curb or the sidewalk. I am, but everybody choosing me.
indeed.
I'm gonna
Indeed.
regret that later, but yeah.
It did not put you in the air of being on the streets. It did not do that. It put you,
know.
in like, I'm almost married.
Almost married.
Oh,
Yo.
man.
Almost
He telling all
married.
your business.
I'm trying to figure out how that gave almost married.
I'm just really fucking with you. Actually, that's really what I'm doing. But it's working,
It's
and I'm
working.
glad.
Listen, Tommy, she over here
I know.
Sweating bullets.
I'm
okay?
glad.
Look at the
Sweating
sweat just
bullets.
popped all up over
Sweat
here.
beads all on the forehead.
Look, I'm over here like
Keep
Gail,
going,
like
Tommy.
I'm over here like Gail King. Like,
Why my buttons ain't working?
Cuz.
Like, you and Sheree sweating.
that's what happened when you're on bullshit.
Man.
Ain't nothing.
No, nothing with you.
all that intercourse with you.
That was why was that the one that worked?
Intercourse with you. Relations.
That's okay. But that is past us now, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait. Y'all coming down here to record?
Right,
He
right.
definitely was like,
I'll be down
so
there.
y'all recording on Tuesday, right?
No, y'all was, no.
Gone
Somebody
and
said it in the
blast
group
you
and
out.
said y'all recording. Like, yep, I'll be there.
You can go and blast you on out, right?
Once again, I'm the
Sorry,
innocent one. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay.
Just lying.
Go on
Just
and
lying.
stick
What
with
I'm
that.
lying
That's
about?
cool.
The innocent one. All right, that's fine. If that's what you would like to be known as, I won't blow your cover.
Yes, because he is.
Mm-hmm.
He is who?
He is.
My
He
way
is.
in, my way out,
I
my
thought you
way
were talking
through.
about Jesus, but you know,
I was, saying what the stat said. My way in, my way out, my way through, and my way over. Amen. Praise
let me be quiet
God.
because you get nervous.
Right.
Am I nervous? I don't think I am.
Look at you.
I don't
What?
know, you bust on that sweat a couple minutes.
Yeah, like
It's the lights.
oh, now it's the lights.
It's the lights.
But before-
Nice.
It's
Before
giving,
Tommy started
it's giving
talking.
real light skin over here, ain't it?
Before Tommy
I'm
started
sorry.
talking, you wasn't sweating like that.
All right,
It's hot.
I'm gonna turn around and be a producer today.
Okay.
No,
For
act
now.
like Tone, because Tone be in all of the podcasts.
He definitely
sure
do.
I'm not.
Death Row, for real.
he did it in all the videos.
Oh, not Diddy.
Not knowing how to dance.
Oh, Diddy.
I normally not on any episodes. Y'all pull me in.
Oh, we pulled you in.
That's good.
I could have sworn. No,
You
no,
put
we
me
not.
in last episode.
Yep.
and
Yeah, I
When
don't
we started
recall.
talking
Yeah.
about the dating and then
Yeah.
the chart.
You wanted to hear a man's perspective.
Right.
Absolutely.
We
I
asked-
asked that.
we
I think
directly
I asked
asked
that
the
question.
Yes, you directed.
I
it.
do appreciate your male's perspective
Absolutely.
better than some of the other male perspectives we've had to deal with before.
Yeah.
Considering the name that we don't talk about on here,
Okay.
You mean the one who
tried to
grown,
jump, the
but
one that
don't
tried to
have
jump out the
enough-
window but didn't fit.
Yeah.
And who don't seem like you have enough life experience not to be
Don't.
talking.
Don't. Clearly.
But
Clearly does
Ooh,
not.
look at his face. I don't
You don't know
his
who we're
name.
talking about? They normally sit in this seat.
Oh.
It was the
Oh.
process.
I was
Right.
Like, I was like, during y'all show, you sit in that seat.
All the time.
I'm having one of your moments. What are you talking
Oh
about?
man.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Anyway, since we already in the smoke, Denise, introduce this topic, please. Please. So we can get off of me.
Oh, now. Oh, so you are nervous. Okay.
Maybe a
So-
little bit or
Little
whatever.
sweat beads, forming on your forehead. That's fine.
I don't sweat, I glow.
Mm.
Mission accomplished.
See, so we need
Cole, help
we need,
me.
we need the
Nigga.
we need the drum roll right there.
No, because clearly the only freaking button works that doesn't help me.
Two of them, the Pornhub music and then relations.
Yikes.
You gotta say what you need to say for me to grab it, and you do too, like right here, so I can actually. What do you usually say?
Girl, fuck you.
Okay.
The fuck?
All right. Thank you. I'll grab him.
I'm sick of
No, I'm serious.
Tone,
grab
come
him.
back.
grab
I'm
him
lying. Don't.
I'll grab him after the fact, and then 13,
Let him
26.
keep his job for as long as he can.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
All right. Let's get
All
to
right,
the
y'all.
smoke.
Today's topic is breaking our own heart. Okay, Tommy, with the ad libs in the background.
Mm.
That's a jam.
It is.
Yeah. So last week we had talked about he doesn't deserve me, and from that this topic came up, that sometimes we allow ourselves to be in the situation with somebody who didn't deserve us.
Mhm.
And we put ourselves in that situation, so we also have to be accountable and take responsibility. And then sometimes we break our own heart by entering into that relationship knowing that he ain't nothing.
It don't even be the relationship. It be the situationships.
That's what
Because, and I'm speaking from my own experience, that shit was no relationship.
you that's so funny, because it's like sometimes you think you in a relationship and you realize you really in a
Situationship.
and it's
for
like
sure.
when are we gonna learn to look at the signs, or what I'm saying, or watch the red flags? Like, when are we gonna realize, like, why do we continue to ignore it when we know it, we see it, but we just ignore it? Why do we do that to ourselves, and then we turn around hurt, angry, all of these things? It really could have been avoided if we just had it. Just
Because we be sitting up there with blinders on our own eyes. We be in lust. Because the damn
Mhm.
show ain't love. We
For
be in
sure.
lust.
It be trauma bonds.
That
Yeah,
too.
for
It's
sure,
a trauma bond
for
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel a certain type of way when I'm with this person, or I feel like I accomplished something while being with this person. So why would I revert back?
Right.
That was my situation.
I had read this thing. This lady, she was talking about how when we say we meet somebody and we feel butterflies in our stomach, that actually
That's
is
the kind of sense leaving our body.
what that really is. That's an indication of that person. That's really not the right person. That's not the feeling that we should be feeling. Butterflies is actually, how does she explain this? That it's from something that we felt in the past. Now, if we know that we're not in this
Oh.
relationship with this person, and we were with somebody else and we felt those butterflies,
It's bubble
that's
guts,
a
bro.
like, yeah, exactly. But that's a like situation, and those are the things we should run from. We really should be running from butterflies in our stomach.
Mm.
I ain't really had nobody to give me butterflies. So there's that. Maybe I don't know what the
Mhm.
quote unquote butterfly feeling is, but I could feel a vibe or
Mhm.
some energy, but I go to God and talk to him about anything. So
Right.
that's another thing. But in this past situation, shit, it was the right place, the right time, wrong person. Pretty much. Like I was
Mhm.
already going through a healing process and he just happened to be there for the journey. So it
Mhm.
was like, well, I've made all this progress while being with this
Right.
person. It's just like,
So they must be the right person, it must be a good person, or you know,
Mhm.
whatever.
So
I
Ruthia,
mean-
can I ask you, are you packed? You know, we got
oh, I
4
left all that
days
shit.
left.
I left all that
and-
shit over there. I'm good now.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I love that for you.
That's good.
I ain't
So you
block
don't-
him or nothing, but yeah.
I mean,
I'm
we're not
good.
asking
you don't have to
I'm like, we're
block
not
them.
asking you to do that. We just asking you to, you know, pack your shit up and
It
get
wasn't
the
nothing
fuck
to be
out.
packed. If I was being honest, it wasn't nothing to be packed. The situation had died, and it was still the illusion of potential
Mm-hmm.
that was over there. So it was just like
So did you
And-
did you
right.
close the door?
it was already closed.
Okay.
So what does packed mean?
Like whatever she had there.
Whatever
You should
whatever was keeping her in that situation, did she pack it up so
Okay.
that she can move on?
Okay.
Take it with her.
No closure needed.
You know, because sometimes we be trying to find an excuse. I left.
I left my
A strand of hair
ponytail
on your
holder
pillow.
over there.
And
So
I
you
need to
didn't
come and
see
get
my
that.
you didn't see my mink eyelashes over there, like
Right.
Baby
Like,
girl, them
girl,
motherfuckers
get
was
on out of here. Throw
slanty.
them shits in the trash and keep
Now
it
you
moving.
see me
Yeah.
leave my body spray over there. 6. You done been in Bath and Body Works 12 times since you left that
Now, if
over
it wasn't a
there.
Gucci, then
So y'all talking about literal stuff.
No,
No,
we just
it's really like
We trying to talk about finding the stupidest reason to go
Right.
back.
All right.
Like
so it's kind of
as my
metaphorical. and
yeah,
athletic at
Yeah.
the same
my
time.
link,
All right.
my mink eyelashes over there, girl. Go buy a new pair. Move on. They was $4.99. Let that go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or just something.
just holding on
something stupid.
to
Is my body
right.
wash still over there? Just go buy some new body
you
wash.
ain't took a
Quit
bath since
tripping.
then. sis?
Exactly right. You only had a trial size over there in
I
the
do
first
say
place.
that a lot.
You do.
Absolutely. So
No, at the time being, I do feel like my heart was still over there, but I don't even think I was happy. But I was used to the trauma bond. I was used to the hurt.
Mhm.
I was used to whatever I was feeling.
It's a quote unquote safe space.
Right. But it was just like
But it's really not safe though.
I needed the love, but I wasn't getting that. But I was getting attention, and I was replacing that quote unquote
Mm.
attention with the love that I thought I was getting. So
mhm.
I was still there for that reason. But if I'm being honest, we were just in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't never really sharing a space with each other. So
Never.
it's for
Okay.
a long time.
Okay.
And I mean, I ain't gonna lie and say I haven't reached back out, but I think it was just for me to see, like, is it really done? And it is.
Mhm.
Like, not feeling nothing, be like, oh, so I really don't have nothing over there.
So was
Cool.
this something like y'all both agreed upon, or you made the effort to be like, hey, it's a wrap? Like
I didn't even say anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew within myself I have to let go for me. And I'm now at a point where the shit don't affect me no more. So I know that I've moved on.
Correct. When you no longer have any type of feelings, whether it's hatred, upset, if you don't have, that's what did our auntie say? When it gets to the point of I don't want to hate you,
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
when it gets to that point where I don't want to hate you, so let's
You done.
resolve this amicably. That means you have no feelings whatsoever, because hate
I wasn't
is still
even at a point of hating. I wasn't
well, no,
at a
I
point
wasn't.
of
I wasn't
anger.
saying it like that. I'm just saying like
or
you don't have
either.
any type of feelings at
Right.
all. That's how you
It
know
didn't-
when you're.
I didn't feel anything.
Over it.
Yeah, that's
I
how
didn't
you.
feel
That's how you know when
anything.
you're absolutely over it, because you no longer have any emotions tied to the situation. We're
Definitely.
most of the time women are emotional creatures. So as we were saying earlier, we
See.
find any reason to
In my
still
mind,
talk to
it was
them.
I want the best for him, and I was just like, whatever happens, because I'm good where I'm at.
Mhm.
I don't even care. I mean, I don't wish bad on anybody, but I
Right.
don't care
But it
enough
doesn't
to,
matter.
I don't have no feelings, and it actually feels good not to feel for a
Mhm.
change.
That's how you know that it's done, because you don't have any feelings at all. There's no type of
So we ain't gotta have no packing party, but we can still get some snacks.
For sure.
facts.
We always need snacks.
Matter of fact,
What
Y'all
you
ain't got no snacks in. I ain't got nothing. I was finna see. Tommy, y'all ain't got no snacks in here.
He like, look, now I'm the producer. I'm gonna provide
The
no
one-
damn
The one who
snacks,
can't, the
too.
one who tried to jump out the window but can't fit usually provides snacks.
I normally
He normally eat the snacks.
I bring
I'm not.
snacks for the
Participating.
socially awkward show, but they get eaten.
So they the only ones that get special
You
privilege.
see, I was offended. Like,
Like,
Well, no,
the
that's
fuck?
because I'd be hungry at that point at night. And I had been here all day and I haven't gone anywhere. So
I'm like, you be hungry.
it's like 8 o'clock. It's like 8:30. I'm like, all right, I need a snack or some shit.
Okay, cool.
So I'll think
See
about
that?
that next time we're together. How about that?
Oh,
I
very
apologize for
appreciative.
not being prepared.
But you were prepared.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
You ain't right.
I
And
just
she-
need to know if it worked at that point.
and she claims she the innocent one.
That was at the
Sweet.
beginning. We in the
She
smoke
said
now.
sweet.
We in the smoke now.
Yeah, we definitely.
Definitely in the smoke.
So Denise.
What up, folks?
Oh my god. What?
That's the black
What
side.
just happened? Yeah, the black side.
That's the,
came out.
that's the Negro side. The colored side.
What up,
Real-
folks?
Real nigga activity.
Oh shoot!
See, that's the one that stole your car in Chicago.
Some are activity, yo.
We gonna find her somewhere out.
Man,
What would be a situation where you feel like you had to break your own heart?
Man, listen, how much time we got?
ooh, this is gonna
We
be a
been-
long part. We're gonna need a part 6, 7.
Man,
We've been recording for 20 minutes already. All right, so it all started back in no.
get your shit off, sis.
Right? When did you turn 18?
Right.
Lord, you're 18.
Fresh out of high school, okay?
Mm.
But no, specifically a situation a few years back where there was never any actual discussion about what we were doing, where we were going, what the objective of the situationship, relationship, whatever the fuck shit was.
That's
but
the problem right there. Not communicating.
Yeah.
absolutely, that was the whole basis. And I mean, I feel like everything was fine for, a while, and then I noticed an energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it up, and I wasn't hostile or anything. I just simply said that I noticed a shift in your energy. Like, are we good? Are you good? I mean, are you doing something on your own? Is it something that I said I did? Is there someone else that you're interested in, that you're talking to? Whatever it is, I mean, just say that. It's real heavy on the just say that. Whatever it is. And I was given no, it's cool. We good. Everything is okay. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have no choice but to take your word for it, because I'm blatantly asking you or
But do
giving
you though? Do you not have a choice, or did you?
Well, so I have a choice to take your word for it, but in that moment I can make the choice to stay or go.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take your word for it, but I can make the decision in that moment to stay or go. I made the choice to stay. Again, breaking my own heart.
Because you believed them.
Right. I'm like, okay, well, I'm taking your word at face value. I asked you a question. From what I understand.
I like seeing the way his mind works, because he'd be
Mhm.
like, question.
But did you really believe it?
I did. In lust. I was very much in lust. So yes, I believe.
So you didn't.
I believe what
Technically, you didn't. If it's
Right.
just in lust, there's a part of your brain that actually said,
that's okay.
"There's some up," but no,
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
the
you're
fucking
right.
is
Right.
good, so I'm gonna stick around for the
Yep.
Exactly. 100.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Been there.
I kind of believe you, but I kind of
think we all
don't.
have.
But we here now.
I ain't trying to
so-
fuck nobody else right now, so
Right. Like
Right.
we here right now. I guess everything is good, so I'll just stick around.
Yeah. I think we want to believe the best in people.
Right.
And that's not always what the case is.
I don't think you do though.
I was just listening to this. I was on TikTok, of course, and this lady said we
The
asked
Bible.
the wrong questions, right? That we asked the wrong question. Like, the question should be, instead of us saying, "What are we doing?" the question is basically, "So do you want me to continue dating other people?" type of thing, and that's gonna shake you up a little bit because he's gonna be like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the realization
So
of
it's
you're
like-
not the only one, because
Right.
again, that communication
But are
breakdown.
we in a position where we want to know the actual answer to that
No,
question?
sometimes no, absolutely not.
A lot of
we want to
times,
be in
no.
that fantasy. No,
Right.
we
wanna
don't always want
We
to.
want to live in our own minds, like you said,
Mhm.
in the fantasy that we've created in our own minds,
Yeah, we
because
talked about
it's
that last
it's
week.
the safe
Yeah.
space in our mind.
But it really ain't.
I'm like, right. It's only in our mind,
be
because the actual
dead
space
ass
is not safe.
dating potential that be fucking us up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm being honest, it's been plenty of times with my past situationship where it was, I asked a question, he gave me a flat out answer, and in my mind I heard, so not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what he really said was not ever.
Correct.
But I kept saying I'm going to love him into loving me.
Correct.
Or when they say I don't want to be in a relationship,
They
or
told
I'm
you.
not
Flat
ready.
out.
They told us
I'm
flat out
not
told
ready to be in a
us.
relationship.
What he's saying is with you.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. That
comma.
with you is silent, because
No,
I
that shit-
definitely
It be loud as
definitely
hell.
have-
We just don't.
We
be,
just don't
we
want
make
to.
up
We wanna hear what we
excuses
wanna hear.
for them.
I've definitely been in that situation. It was I don't want a relationship, the silent with you, and then 6 months down the line, now you married.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just didn't want it with you.
Right. And that's fine, but
How much of y'all decision making, I say y'all because I'm including myself too, how much of the decision to stay in a relationship is based off of what I said regarding I don't really feel like fucking nobody else, or I don't feel like fucking with nobody else, or starting shit all over again with somebody
that's
else.
I think that's
I roll-
95%.
I roll with this, even though it's
Mhm.
the flags are red and shit.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
just
Them
don't
flags
feel like
be burning.
I don't feel like doing this all
Bright
over
ass,
again with
big
nobody.
bright ass
I
red
think
flag.
that-
Even though you got
Send me a
potential,
sign, Lord. Not that.
Not that side.
Yeah.
You're right.
even though you got suitors that's gonna be willing to be like, hey, I'll do whatever. You got, damn, I gotta start all this shit over and
Yep.
try to trust this
Absolutely.
motherfucker
I
all
don't
over
want to
again.
ask
Absolutely.
nobody else what's your favorite color.
Right.
What's
Right.
your favorite?
What you like to do on Saturdays?
Right. All of that.
If I'm being honest, I don't be caring what your favorite color is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, but that's a typical question.
Right.
Yeah. I think that we do
It
stay
very much
because
is
of that. We don't want to.
comfortability.
Yeah.
We're comfortable in the trauma bond.
We're comfortable being uncomfortable.
right.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. That's definitely
That sound
comfortable being
fucked up.
This sound real
uncomfortable.
stupid, right?
Right.
I-
When
but
you
I'm
say it
gonna
out
be
loud,
honest.
yeah.
Something I discovered. I was in a relationship and it ended, and I took some time to do some self reflection, some self evaluation. And one thing that I found out about me, and I know that this comes from issues like daddy issues and all that. My relationship with my dad has been fixed, but you still have a little left over. And so
Mhm.
in that moment, I realized that there was something that I did not fix, I did not heal from, and that was I didn't feel worthy. And so I stayed with somebody who I know was not loving me the way that I deserve to be loved, because I didn't feel worthy
Mm-hmm.
of true love for whatever reason. And as I began to do that self-evaluation, and I realized it stemmed from that. If I felt like my dad didn't love me, if I wasn't worthy of my dad's love, how was I worthy of someone else? So it's an esteem issue too sometimes. So we have to really dig deep and really start to figure out, why do we feel that way about ourselves?
Right.
Like we quick to love on everybody else
Ooh,
but
say that.
ourselves.
She
You know
said,
what I mean?
pass
We
the
need to
collection
put-
plate, please.
We
Man,
need to put
listen.
What do
ourselves
daddies be
first.
doing? I don't want to make that mistake. What do daddies be doing to make what girls feel like they're
Mine
not
just
loved?
he just didn't show up. My dad didn't show up. So I had a lot of sitting, waiting by the window, waiting for my dad to come. Hey, I'm gonna be there, and then not show up, or him when he do show up, it was always, you need to be doing this like this. So it's always like a negative
Mm-hmm.
thing.
He
But
hardly show up, and then when he did show
It
up,
was-
it wasn't a very positive,
right, and I spent so much
loving-
time trying to be perfect for him, trying to be the perfect daughter, because I know ultimately if I would have had that relationship with my dad growing up, a better relationship, I was for sure a daddy's girl. Like I knew that deep in my heart, because I always wanted my dad's attention. I always wanted my
Mhm.
dad's like him to believe me and love me and pay me attention.
That
My
was my
sister is who
testimony.
helped me. My sister helped me. She said to me, and I think I said this to you before, he was loving you the best way he knew how. You don't know his
Right.
life. You don't know what he had to endure.
That's
that
hard though.
he was.
It
That's what
absolutely
he didn't know.
is.
He
But-
didn't know how.
And even just taking that, not just being as a parent-child situation, in any relationship, what if they are loving you the best way they know how? But if it's not enough for me, then it's not enough. Do I settle? Do I
It's still-
settle for
no,
that?
you don't. You do not settle for that because, like, like they got this whole thing talking about the love languages. Okay, I partially believe in some of that,
I need
but-
all of them.
right?
Plus,
And that's okay.
facts.
But the thing is, so we're involved, right? So me and you are in a relationship.
Sorry,
I'm
Ziza.
sorry, right? And you need affirmation. So every day I need to tell you, you are so beautiful, you are amazing, you are this. Okay, that's what you need to hear. But
Mhm.
because I don't know how to love you, or I'm choosing not to love you the right way, I may go out and buy you, just keep buying you stuff. That don't mean
I
nothing
think
to you.
The thing that we do when it
Facts.
comes to love is we show love the way we need to receive it, but
right,
without
but that's
saying
not.
that.
But that
Right.
ain't. That's
You-
not right.
Because you can't get upset with someone that is saying, "But I didn't ask you to do that, but I
Correct.
did anyway." That's not what I asked
But I
for.
didn't
If
ask you
I asked
for it,
you for
right.
a freaking
If I'm asking
time,
you
if I asked you for time and you brought
Right.
me a gift and
That's
left,
not what I'm asking
That's
you
not-
for. That's
that
like
didn't
if your
fill me
what's
up.
your favorite perfume?
Gucci.
Okay, your favorite perfume is Gucci, but I really like Prada. So I show up over here with you some Prada, and then every time I
It's
see you,
gonna
like,
sit
how
there.
come you're not wearing? Because bitch, I didn't ask for
It
that. I didn't
stinks.
like that.
It's
You
not.
know what I'm
It's
saying?
too
Like,
sweet.
this is what I like. This is what I asked for, and we get that wrong. Same thing in love.
Mhm.
You know, they say they want this, but then we want to give them that.
Right.
So
that's not-
as
no.
an adolescent, like around 12 or 13, you start to have this kind of thought process where you can like understand sarcasm and understand
Mhm.
the development of your brain starts to understand. If at that age you can look at your father and recognize, well, he's just loving me the way he could. Your understanding of that will actually change your
Mhm.
perspective of looking for somebody to actually fill the gaps of what he couldn't do. You like,
Right.
all right, I don't like the way he did it, but this is what I want. But we're not built like that.
No,
So
we're
you
not.
you live your whole life being shunned and being hurt, and
Mhm.
then almost use it against men who are trying in the way they can. Like you're not open to it. So it's kind of it's a setup.
A lot of us feel
Right.
like, and when I say a lot of us, I'm gonna say me. We feel like we're too broken to even receive the love that we think that we even like. I
That
can
we
think
deserve.
that I deserve it,
Right. I
but when
know
it
that I
actually
deserve this
comes,
type
it's
of
just
love.
like, am I really even worthy of this type of love?
That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly it. Exactly.
It might be it's overwhelming. It
It's
can be overwhelming.
Or
Unbelievable.
we find women. We find men who are like our dads.
Yeah.
Because my ex-husband,
Lord, please
100%.
don't send me nobody like
He was
George.
definitely like my father. He didn't show up when he was supposed to. Like I have to this day. I have anxiety. I get real anxiety. Like if you're supposed to be picking me up and you tell me you're gonna pick me up at 6 and you're not there at 6, you're gonna get a text, a crazy text, because that still does something to me.
Mhm.
And if you're still not there by 6:15, I done lost it.
I can understand where you're coming
Like
from
that
because
do something to me. I hate being picked up late from work.
my
I
dad would. Well,
lose
I
my
guess he
mind.
wouldn't. I guess you could say he would not show up, but he lived there, but he still wouldn't fucking show up.
Yeah, that's.
And he'd be like, so he around the corner at
But
Miss
you
Glass
remember, I
house.
said to you, you don't know what happened to him.
He was around the corner at Miss Glass house making another child.
I understand it, but I'm saying you don't know what happened to him when he was grown up.
Yeah,
Something happened too.
That's true, but that's a pass.
Yeah,
Just because something happened to me don't mean that I got it.
but it's still clearly affecting him.
Yeah, but it don't
You
take
know?
rocket science to be like, I need to treat a person really nice. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know, but
I just
don't
need to be
think
nice.
It
are-
definitely
It is.
does at this point.
I don't think our parents had the luxury of knowing what healing was, or they had the time
They
to
definitely
heal.
did not.
Because if you think about it, their only mindset was
That's
to
true.
survive.
Correct.
That's
we
true.
have the luxury of saying we need to go to therapy, we need to heal, we need to be better people.
True.
They
Because
only
yeah.
thing was
And why-
survival.
Because
survival,
everything
survival.
was
while
what happens in this house
stays in this house,
and that's how.
and
That's true.
we
If
gonna
what's
pray it
happening
away.
in this house
not-
is hurting you, tell somebody outside the house.
Correct.
And not to say,
Because what
not
if I don't know that
to-
I'm hurting you?
right? And then we also in Black households, it was the just pray it away. Just pray it away. Religion
Right.
and therapy can go hand in hand.
I believe that, my opinion, I believe that a lot of that comes from like slavery and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I don't know if you listen to, what is it called? The 1619. I can't think of it's a podcast.
1619.
But
Yeah.
it's
an
you
old
did you
ass
listen
date,
to
ain't
it?
No, I remember
Where
It's
they
came back
talked,
from years
this
ago.
one lady, they were, I forgot what they were living somewhere, and their child fell, and she did not want to call for help 911 because she was afraid that if they came and seeing that the child fell, that they would make it their fault and then they would take their child away, because
Mhm.
that's what happened to us so much. You know what I
Trauma,
mean?
once again,
trauma.
trauma.
And you're right, a lot of this is leading back to trauma, and we got to do the healing.
We gotta
we
figure
have
out what
to do
our
the
triggers
healing.
are and
Absolutely.
be willing to
Ooh.
speak on it and stand on that
Finding
shit.
out what your triggers are. Listen.
And sometimes
Write
you
it
don't
down.
know what your triggers are until you are triggered.
Correct.
I'm very, very
currently
clear.
dealing with a situation, finding out literally every day what my triggers are and how to avoid said triggers, and or how to work through said triggers.
Mhm.
And it's hard as hell. Okay, it's not
Yeah,
something.
it's not easy.
Right, I'm like, it's not an easy feat at all. So I can definitely understand, finding out what your triggers are and how to work through them, how to move past them. Like, yeah, it's
For
not.
sure.
So kind of going back to what you said, Nicole, as far as the whole butterfly thing, right?
Mhm.
I can remember having a feeling going into spaces with certain people
Mhm.
that I know now was a trauma bond, but it wasn't a good feeling. But I guess that will be considered the butterflies.
Mhm.
Now I'm just in a space where I am looking to be able to be in those same spaces with them same people, even
Mhm.
though I know it's going to affect me, but know that I can still coexist. And that for me, that is considered healing beyond the trauma. Because I
Right.
can't say I'm healing if I'm just avoiding a situation.
Right.
Like if I'm gonna just avoid everything in life because a particular person is there, am I really healed? Am I really?
Nope. And that's currently what I'm doing, avoiding all people, place, and things that may be associated with said person.
I think it's a part of healing. It's a small part of it.
I'm like,
I
well,
wouldn't say
that's
that's not at
currently
all.
how I'm healing, dealing with it, going through it. That's the first step for me.
If there's a fire right here and you burned your hand on it, damn, that shit hurt. And you keep putting your hand in the fire. Like,
Right.
Keep your hand away from the fire, so let it heal.
I think I've stayed away long enough. Like even now, even dealing with like red flags in a relationship, do I just stay away from certain things that I
don't
know he's
have
going?
red flags. Proceed.
For those who are not watching live, I just need you to know that the three of us collectively looked at Tommy like,
And
the fuck? The
Red-
fuck?
Red flags?
Can I back
You are
up
a
for
walking
minute?
red flag.
Okay. So I just want to back up for a minute, back to where we're talking about butterflies. I pulled it up. It says we're taught to think that butterflies are a good thing, that it signals excitement, but our research has found the opposite. When you are feeling heavy butterflies, your gut has been triggered by fear and anxiety. Your body is actually saying danger.
Common sense leaving our body.
What? Damn.
I can agree with that.
When you're
'cause
feeling
I
that,
felt
yeah.
So me connecting with someone that I think I'm vibing with, but I don't have that feeling is good.
Like vibing, yeah, but are we talking about that
You will-
butterfly?
That's what I'm saying.
in
Like
that-
because I've actually said I don't have that feeling. Like
Mhm.
she's cool, but I don't have that feeling. So maybe she's not the one, kind of thing. I've
Yeah.
shunned people because I don't have that feeling, and
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But
been attracted to the butterflies, thinking that that's a positive thing.
Mhm. Nope.
That's you fucking me up.
I was messed up when I heard it because I'm like,
I'm
what?
too old to be fucked up like this.
Man,
Clearly you're not.
Y'all still learning.
Well,
So,
shit.
yeah. Oh, I did have
I
another
do
question.
learn from y'all podcasts, just so y'all know. I be learning. I be
I
sitting
had
here like,
another
thinking.
question for Denise, and it was, why do we always think that we did something wrong?
Oh, that's trauma.
Because you said you
Yeah,
asked.
I asked,
do
like, did
something
I-
wrong?
yeah, did I do
Why is that
something?
one of our first thoughts?
Trauma.
That we did something wrong. It's him.
Right. It absolutely very
Not
well
feeling
could
worthy.
be.
'Cause
Right.
he was lying. We know that. Later,
Right.
You know, but why
Yeah.
do we automatically
Ruthia, like Ruthia said, not feeling worthy and trauma, because in the past, you know, if you've been in situations, whether it's a platonic relationship or a familial relationship where you're always to blame. So now you're internalizing that, like, well, did I do something wrong? Did I say something? What happened? What did I do?
Yep.
And also, when you ask that, you're not asking to be like, because you know you didn't do anything wrong because you've been trying to impress this person.
Right.
You're not asking to say, did I actually do something wrong? But it's more so, what can I do to fix it?
And why do we do
the wrong
that?
question.
Because you don't want to lose this person that you
Yeah, why do we
think.
think we gotta prove ourselves or say, hey, I'm this, I'm this. If they don't know it and they ain't got it,
If you don't know
The
I'm
hell
that
with
girl, then you just don't know I'm that girl. And that means
Seriously.
that,
but that's another thing where we get messed up at. I dated this guy, this was a long time ago. He was a nice guy. I did not like him. I could not like him.
You can
Come
be
on,
a,
nostrils.
you
Nice
can
as
be,
he was, but it's like we get that messed up too.
you can
Just because
be
somebody's
a
nice
good
don't mean they
person,
for you.
but
And
not
we
a
have
good
to
person
stop
for me.
picking.
Right.
We have to stop picking people just because they picked us.
Oh,
Ooh, yes. Love it.
and you know what? As we get older, as I get older, I've heard that.
At least you like
know,
13, bro.
Absolutely.
no.
For sure. I'm glad y'all know.
She got an old soul.
Indeed. But I've heard that at a certain point as you get older, and it's not just for women, it's for on both ends, you have to, like you said, stop picking who picks you. But I've heard that so many times from older people, like, well, you know, at a certain age, you just gotta like who likes you.
Man,
Fuck that.
please.
No.
Man,
No.
I'm like,
I'm
no,
not doing that.
I'm like, I don't
I don't
subscribe to
care.
that mantra,
Then
but
I'll just be old and
by
not
my
about
damn
myself,
self,
you know,
okay?
But that's why
I date you.
no.
that's why dating
I'm
apps
doing that.
actually are not that bad.
That's why what?
Oh my
Dating
God,
apps.
they be doing too much on dating apps.
Y'all
Well,
be doing the wrong stuff on a dating
I'm
app.
saying-
Big
What is
cat.
I met
happening?
somebody through a dating app based off of me liking them and them liking me. So it wasn't like it wasn't a one-way street. It
Let
was
me
both.
find
You're
out
not
I
a
done ran
weird
into Tommy on a
person.
date.
There
app.
be a lot of weird men on there. You're not a weird man. It's
but
a
I guess
weird-
No,
that his point
niggas on
is
there.
like you
I know.
when you like on Tinder, just for example, you swipe left, you're matching with someone who has potentially matched you, I guess.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
don't work.
you're liking
I've met
it's a
some
mutual
nice people.
interest. So therefore
get
it's
it.
not
I
one
guess I have to
sided.
start somewhere because I did like the picture and the person liked my picture back, and then
Mhm.
that's where we we
Right.
started.
Right.
But it was still a mutual kind of like a. But me coming out of
Kind of like
nowhere,
I could take you out in public.
yeah, me coming out of nowhere, literally, that's, you
Listen,
laughing.
that's
Literally.
That's what it was.
that's what it be, because so many times people have been in situationships where what's like Tommy was saying, the fucking is good, but what are y'all doing besides fucking? So y'all go to Applebee's and shit. Like, does
Can
that
y'all
person
stay out my
take you-
business? Can
Does
y'all
that
stay out my
person-
business?
does that
Applebee's happy
person
hour is
take
good.
you? Does that person take you anywhere? Can that person be seen in public with you? Like that's a real question, because a lot of times it's just the fucking is to pull up, is to come over, where you at, I'm outside.
I look at your
and-
pics to see when you dress up, like what you look like when you dress up. So then when I dress up, we look good together. Like literally,
Right,
that's one of
Yeah,
that's one of my
that's-
criteria. Like, all right,
yeah.
she gets.
What you better be asked for is a picture of her without that makeup.
But some people
Right.
are great because they take so many pictures. You see all the phases. That's
Man,
I love
they
that.
be doing some magic.
Yeah,
I
I
be
love-
like,
I ain't gonna lie, I
this
be
right
looking like
there is
somebody
some
uncle
I
sometimes.
got
do not
Alexa, play
Ever.
Magic by Charlie Wilson.
ever.
I do be
Sorry.
looking like
I'm
somebody.
having trouble understanding.
Never.
I was like, why you
you
do
will
that?
never look like nobody's uncle.
I be
ever.
looking like somebody
No,
uncle
you
sometimes,
No,
and
I-
it's
I
cool
be
or
seeing
As
whatever.
much shit as you
people.
talk,
Absolutely not.
No, you do not. I see some people. I be like, you know what? Somebody gonna hurt you. People playing with them. Go home and wipe all that stuff up.
So
You
this
getting
person had
hurt.
like 30 pics. I was like, all right, they all cute. Then I saw in real life. I was like, all right, you look like this in real life.
See, that's
I
important.
know.
Yeah,
you
I'm
ask
not a
people that,
catfish.
though. Like, do
I'm
I
not
look
a
like my
catfish.
pictures?
No, right.
I
This is
definitely
a side
ask
note.
that. Do I look like my pictures? I always ask people that.
Okay, this is a super side note. So I've been, of course, on TikTok and I've been watching the little reels about love after lockup.
Ooh.
And it's the girl on there who been sending her man in jail like fake pictures, and she about to meet him this
Oh
week.
hell.
Like, I don't even watch the show.
So he gonna be locked up.
He gonna be locked back up. He
Right.
just gonna say, "What's that song? I gotta make a U-turn right back into the jail." Because he gonna be like, "No."
That's
I don't know
That's
why
rude.
people do that. Like, I do try to give like legit pictures of me. You know, like I'm not gonna say
I
all
normally tell
model
people
pictures.
that I
Right.
look like a boy
You
sometimes.
don't look like a boy ever.
I'm just saying. I do tell people that though.
just to see what they gonna say.
No, I'll be like, I look like an uncle sometimes.
No,
But you don't though.
ever.
So
I don't take a lot of pictures, so and
I'm finna
No.
just start randomly snapping pictures of Tommy so you can see how he really look.
Oh man. But yeah, it's, I don't know.
I am an uncle.
Well,
You put the uncle voice on.
I sound like an uncle first thing in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes I be sounding a little rough.
morning to you.
How you doing?
It happens, you know. It kind of flows.
I think y'all speaking too philosophically about human nature and your body and your rational thought. Like if you put too much theoretical shit on the decision you make, you're gonna be scientifically making situations work and
Yeah.
instead of actually making them
Facts.
naturally work.
Right.
I think
Trial
I've
and error is part of
noticed
life.
recently, coming out of this past situationship, that I can be this beautiful, confident woman. Y'all hear my uncle coming out? I can be this confident woman in every space, but when I was in a space with him, for whatever reason, I made myself little.
Oh.
And it was just like,
I feel like as
that's not who I am.
I can identify with that. I definitely feel like in spaces, and not just only in romantic relationships, I feel like in just certain spaces in general, I have made myself smaller, dimmed my own light.
Oh man, I ain't dimming no lights. I ain't doing it.
I
You
mean,
said, no,
not
I'm not
not
gonna
necessarily intentionally. In that moment, I don't recognize that I'm
Mhm.
doing it.
After the fact.
But in retrospect, it's like
Mm.
I was dimming my light to make that person feel brighter or feel more confident or whatever the case may be. It's like I don't, and I try to be the person that, you know, I'm not dimming my light. We can shine bright together.
But that also could be, and I've had a conversation with another woman who said that she noticed that she did that, but that's what she thought a woman was supposed to do, considering how she viewed her parents' marriage and how she viewed her grandparents' marriage. It was like, that's what a woman's supposed to do when they submit to a man. I'm like, that's not what they mean.
That's not what they mean,
But-
but we get it.
You know what I'm
we get
saying?
it
When
messed up.
I didn't notice it at first, but then when I would, even y'all would be like, do you know who you are? Like, you got to be that girl all the time. And it was just like, I am that person. And then I had to really sit in there and be like,
Have you watched The Best Man?
I have not.
Series?
No, not yet.
I just watched.
I'm
the first
binging
two.
it this weekend with my sister.
Okay, this is a good watch. Harper's and Robin's relationship. That's to me the
Mhm.
submission of a wife to a husband who's like wildly
Mhm.
successful and her playing a role. But you'll see how it played out in the series. But
Right.
she's like I love Sanaa Lathan in that role,
Mhm.
and I hate that it went the way that it did. But
Why he trying to?
He
she
not.
played-
He ain't telling nothing.
she played her role
Where the
really well.
gunshots at?
Yeah.
I love their relationship all the way to the end. Actually,
I know, like a lot of people, they talk about the whole masculine and feminine energy and all of that. You know,
I
stuff
think
that
submission
everybody
works
is.
both ways.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think people have it messed up. Like they think submission is you do as I say. Like, you know, that's not what submission is about. You know, but
Mm-mm.
that's how people try to make it seem like it's like you're the woman and you got to do everything your man say. No, that's not really how
Because
it goes.
if the woman role is to cook, what if I can't cook? What if, you know?
Yeah, and it's definitely ain't necessarily about roles. It's about what works best for
Mhm.
you.
Absolutely.
it's the
You
light.
know.
It's the dimming
Mhm.
of the light. Like brightening it when it needs to, dimming it when it needs. When, you know,
Right.
like
Mhm.
when you go out to my work function, you're my wife, and you loud, rah, 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 you know, tone it down a little bit, let
Mhm.
me be the
Yeah.
person in that spot. But if you know, if it's the tables a turn, you need me to be that person,
Mhm.
I can stand up and or play a role back and let
Mhm.
just your podcast. I'm just gonna sit back and, you know, And
Did he say he was going? Never mind.
No.
I said, I
So
did
that
say I was going to
reminds
be
me
I'm
of-
going to be producer now.
That reminds me of a post that I just saw on Facebook. It says, y'all better cherish those 2-income households. The household where one person cooks while the other cleans. The household where one person drops the kids off at school while the other one picks the kids up. Where one person pays utilities while the other one pays mortgage. Where the one person stays up with the kids while the other one gets rest. It's all about, I feel like it's all about
Mhm.
that balance.
It is. Michelle Obama was just on something talking about that.
Right. And so
She-
that's like you said, knowing your
Mhm.
role, playing your role. Your role doesn't always, as a woman, your role doesn't always have to be in the kitchen.
But sometimes the role changes,
And it
Mhm.
does.
based on whatever season
Absolutely.
is going on.
Absolutely. In this moment, my significant other can be the breadwinner,
Mhm.
but for whatever reason, now things have changed. Now I'm the breadwinner, so therefore roles have reversed. Whereas maybe I was only paying utilities before because my husband was the breadwinner, so he was paying, the quote unquote big bills.
Mhm.
But now roles have reversed, so now things need to
Mhm.
change.
Yeah, she was talking about, she said in their marriage, because they've been married, 25 years or whatever it is. She said for about 10 years, she said she didn't like her husband. She said she said, and it was the years when they had kids and they were trying to figure out how to have kids and have their careers. And she said that it would be sometimes where she would put 95% and he would put 5%. And then it'd be times where he would put 75 and she would put 25, but it's how it just worked. But it's a
Right.
team. And she said, and it was tough and it was hard. And she said he was getting on her nerves, but that's what it was.
Niggas do get on your nerves, don't they?
No. Yeah, but again, back to us. It's us sometimes. Like we definitely have to take accountability and responsibility as women.
Nicole.
I'm so serious.
I
and
agree
that's what
100% though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
because sometimes we contribute to the problem. Like
Absolutely.
we not really
I definitely did.
paying attention, or it's a number of
Shut
reasons.
up.
He took his breath away.
Right. He's still shocked.
Did I hear what I heard? Wow.
You got to go back and replay.
I
Huh?
know.
Double
You
check.
said,
I know,
what?
right?
That's funny.
Tom, Tommy, we need to edit. We need to
You
edit
call
that
me
out. Right. Tom with the T.
But yeah,
It's hilarious.
Why do I think of Elmo with teeth?
Oh God.
Have you seen it? You gotta look at it. They said that's what Gucci Mane looked like when he got his teeth done.
Oh, man.
I can.
That is
I'm
messed
not-
up.
Anyway, my ex-wife said that after the fact because I was paying all the big bills and she's paying everything else. And we had this conversation. We were laughing about it. She was like, damn, nigga, this is what you was paying? Like, yeah, it's hard, ain't it? That's all my check. nigga.
That's
Straight
scary.
up. One of my, let me see.
Now she just Google Elmo with teeth.
Oh man.
That shit is scary.
It is, though.
So I
for
don't
real.
like
I'm not scary though.
No. And I think that, back to what you were saying, sometimes people need to just
Okay, I gotta stop
understand
looking.
like what's really going on. Like, I had this one friend where the husband, she was the money person in the relationship. And so he would deposit the money into the account where she would pay the bills. Right. And then he started accusing her of stealing the money. Like, you're not paying all these bills. You're not whatever. He didn't really know what was going on, but so she was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna present it to you. And matter of fact, now you're gonna now be responsible, and I'm gonna take a step back, and now I'm just gonna put in my portion, and you got to take care of it. He wasn't paying to the fact that their credit went up because she paid everything on time. Like,
Right.
she really legitly was paying everything. She didn't take
Had a-
no extra,
Had a budget and stuff.
nothing. Like, she really was about that life. And then she was like, you take it over, it's yours. You don't trust me, you don't believe me, here you go. But what it really was, it was a whole nother situation going on. He was trying to get a little extra because he was trying to get a little extra. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it really was about. But once he started to see that, and he was like, man, we do got some big bills. We got 3 car notes, we got this, we got that. You know what I'm saying? And she really was taking care of the business.
That's the only thing I regret in my marriage was that we were both fiscally irresponsible.
Okay.
We were.
But you learn from it, right?
Yeah. Well, now that we don't have two incomes, it's hard to learn from. You're
I
like,
mean,
well,
I
shit,
know,
now
but
I
I'm
got-
saying, but you learn now. Like,
now I was
okay,
like, damn, if I had that other income, I sure would have this and that. So
That's
now I'm
true.
talking to people who have like excellent, like financially, like they financially responsible. I'm ready to submit. I'm like, here, take all my money. You do all the do whatever you
Take
do.
all your money. Just
Well, I'm not saying just do whatever you do with your
Right.
money.
Give
Do it
it
with my
to
money too.
give it to me.
yeah.
I spend it.
No, I'm talking about pay the bills, nigga. I want that 800 credit score. That's all I'm talking
Straight up. Yeah. So
I can get you there real quick. Just give me the money first.
800 or you talking about negative 800?
He didn't really say it.
He said 800.
800
You know,
number.
is a plus or a minus.
It's
Yeah,
up and it's
so.
stuck somewhere.
It'll be
Somewhere.
It'll be stuck somewhere.
Might give him 8 points.
Oh man.
Stuck in
So
the
we
bottom.
talking about dang.
Right. Oh,
Started
my.
from the bottom and we
Can
still
we
here.
get the oh my?
I don't even think that one is on. Oh wait, here you go. I said, he didn't switch the
Oh
button.
my.
Bro, why I just do that to myself?
Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
Shots
Yeah.
fired.
At you.
What she do now?
She gave me the oh my, and I pushed the button like a dumbass.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
I cannot.
All right, let's
with
close
y'all.
this out because they're attacking me. No, but I had a conversation with Aziza recently. Well, yeah, I guess you could still say it's recent. And after the conversation, I literally came back and was like, "Holy shit, these are excuses I gave him." He
We talked
never,
about that.
he never gave me an excuse though. It
Right.
was always
You
We
were
talked
making.
about that.
Yep. We
Like,
talked about that.
Why
Like,
do we do that?
what?
You made excuses for him.
Because you were really making excuses for yourself.
But I
to
gave
stay.
so many
Mhm.
excuses like, oh, well, it's gonna get better after COVID and it's gonna get better after
I'm
surgery.
just gonna wait 2 weeks and see after he gets done going through whatever. We know.
Well, you
We
know
all
he
done it.
he dealing with X, Y, and Z, and he did tell me that blah 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 blah
But
blah.
I was
so
dealing with, and it didn't matter.
Mhm.
Correct.
We tend to put ourselves on the back burner for whoever we're interested in or involved with in that moment.
It's the pick me. That's what we're doing.
Oh shit! Don't make me a pick me. God damn.
That's
I
what we're
hate
doing
those
now,
people.
But that's what we're doing.
Don't pick
Pick
me.
me, choose me,
Don't-
choose me.
Don't we want to be picked though?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we
yeah,
saying
but
like
we
we
don't
giving
do
like
too much.
saying, well,
I was
I'm
gonna
this,
give
like
y'all
we
an
giving a
example of a
resume.
pick me, but that would be rude if I said this out loud.
We here now. Ain't that what Tom say?
No, I'm gonna keep that one.
Okay,
Keep
we'll just
that
talk
one
about
to
it off
myself.
air.
Yeah, because she done broke out in the sweat.
Right.
Because we all know this pick me.
But that, I mean, you're right though. We all ultimately want to be picked, but why do we continue to present a resume to somebody who is still not gonna pick us? No,
I wanna be picked,
I'm gonna keep
but I
trying.
also-
I'm never gonna give up on love ever.
Me
I don't
either.
care what happens.
But
I'm
the
never
difference
giving
is now that
Child, I don't know.
not only do I want to be picked, but I want to pick you as well.
Mhm.
Don't just
Understood.
don't just pick me,
Right, correct.
and don't rush me to pick you back.
Yeah.
Cause the fuck.
I'm patient.
Listen, everybody doesn't have that patience though. That's a real thing. Like, okay, so now you've picked me, but now you want, because you made your decision already. Now you're rushing me to make my decision. I can't be rushed into making a decision that is actually pretty fucking important.
Actually,
So the thing about it
pretty
is,
fucking
as you get
important.
older, you start thinking you run out of time. But at the same time, I want you to run through the bullshit that you're gonna run through, so that when I appear, I'm shiny and brand new.
Right?
Like, ha ha ha,
Facts.
nigga.
Right, here I am.
All them fuck niggas, I'm not one.
Right, here
But
I
then
am.
I can actually build that trust up because you've been fucked up. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying put
See.
nobody on the shelf and be like, oh, well, you already picked me, so now let me go run through these. I'm just saying,
Well,
allow me
no,
to get to
yeah.
know you.
Yeah. Allow us
Don't
to
put me on no fucking
experience-
shelf, because that's what we're not doing.
allow us to experience one another so that I have a reason to pick you back.
Oh, I think for me, if somebody is rushing me, Then I already got the answer.
Dude said,
Gone somewhere.
Niggas be on some rush shit.
I'll be like, gone somewhere.
You know, one thing I've learned. I know you got to run out. We run out of time.
Oh,
But I've dated people or talked to people, and they have told me about niggas who are quick to be like, "Let's move in."
Oh no,
Is that something y'all
Why?
experience?
no.
No.
I would never.
It's a lot of- it's a-
I've never lived with anybody.
No, but I
besides
mean,
son.
you don't have to. But just the fact that
But
that's
no,
a
I've-
conversation that comes up. Like,
I
we
have
should-
not been
Mm-mm.
presented with that option, and I'm very
Okay.
hope that
They made it seem like it's pretty common.
Maybe
I
it
have
is.
I mean,
not
I feel like-
experienced that.
I've seen conversations on social media that make it seem that it's very common, but in my
none of y'all-
friend
I mean,
circle, that's not.
Mm-mm.
I guess
that's
I didn't
not
take it
common.
serious, but I guess I've been presented with that. It was a male friend, and his thing was if we took it beyond friendship, he was being very clear that, well, I live with every girlfriend. Like,
Mm-mm. That's a red flag.
what?
Oh well, if he,
So you need a place to stay. That's what
You
you're
a
saying.
homosexual?
you sure?
All right.
Like,
Like,
basically.
because you here
What?
today, there tomorrow. Like,
Because
so you need a
no.
house. So
See,
you need
I-
a
because
girlfriend because
no.
you need a house.
Because no, the fuck?
I
The
I
fuck?
love being able to go home, and I love the fact
Right.
that you can too.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Let me miss
Man,
you.
Tommy, ain't that the best?
I'm like,
I
all right,
like
then.
being able to babysit
Like,
you and give you back to
man,
whoever.
look,
else you-
I might stay there a
like,
couple
let's-
days. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm going
a couple
home.
I'm going-
days?
I'm
That's
going home.
crazy.
Literally a couple.
Just to
Two.
stay
One,
in
two.
there.
I stay overnight, and you know,
I can see it overnight, but a couple days.
no overnight, and then overnight turn into another night, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go home.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
I gotta go
I gotta go home.
I already have that internal clock. Like, I've been going
Yeah.
too long. I gotta
A
go.
couple days.
Like when I like
Two. A
yeah.
couple. 1, 2. That's
Like,
it.
How about this?
Seriously.
2 nights.
Mhm. Like I went to
Why would y'all
Chicago
do
and I
that?
stayed Friday.
But that's
The
different.
lover was good. We staying.
I mean, I get it.
What the
With
fuck?
you, I get it. You had
The
to
fuck,
travel a little bit. But
I know, but still, Chicago not that far. And trust
I
me,
mean, I stayed
Like,
with Aziza a
so I
couple
was there
nights.
Friday after work, then Saturday, Sunday. By Sunday night, I was like, I should go home. You know what I mean? And he probably was thinking the same thing, but I was just like, I should go home. I just kept saying it to myself. It was just like,
I ain't never
That's-
stayed in nobody's house for a couple
That kinda
nights. I
happened
mean,
with-
besides Aziza, but that was
It
different.
kind of happened with me
Yeah.
during the pandemic, during the quarantine and whatnot. It was kind of like we were spending as much time as we could so that we weren't back and forth, like
well,
exposing
that's
people to nothing. else.
understood.
Quarantine,
Different.
bay.
Yeah, but it might be a night, it might be 2 nights, it might be 3 nights. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go home, and I was literally like, for real, why? Because I was getting used to it. Like I started
Yeah.
getting used to it, but I was like,
Right.
that's cool. I know because I sure ain't gonna be sticking over your house. That
Right. Understood.
But when you're at my house, it feels good. I'm at your
Yeah,
house,
you in your
right? I'm
comfort.
at your house. I'm like, all right, I gotta.
This
get
is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
out of
yeah,
here.
yeah.
This ain't my
That's true.
toothbrush. This toothbrush soft as fuck. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you
feel
could have just brought yours over there, but
I know,
okay.
but you know, y'all be having your little. Here's, you know, you equate toothbrush that you get like a
I'm
20,
not-
I'm not to equate
I-
to the
a
first
20 pack of.
the Walmart brand.
Right.
Listen, if I ever come to your house and you hand me a spare toothbrush, how many fucking spare toothbrushes do you have?
I don't know. I think that's common.
That's-
I know
yeah,
a
that's
lot of
def-
people.
that's-
That ain't
that-
nothing.
My
That's
daughters come
definitely
over and like, you got
Yeah.
another toothbrush?
Yeah,
Damn
that
it,
ain't
why didn't you
nothing
bring it?
to
My
me.
quote unquote extra toothbrushes because son, for whatever reason, is an animal and chews on the fucking toothbrushes. So all of the extras are for him because
Yeah, I don't know. I've been over friends. Like my friend, I go stay with her down south, and she have
Extra everything. They have extra
Yeah,
soaps.
so I
that's
don't
going
for
down
me-
south.
yeah,
you're
but I
you're
feel like
traveling.
a lot. No, but I'm
No,
saying,
they-
but she
they
already
just have a
them. She
stash.
didn't buy them because I'm gonna be there.
No,
You
take me
know.
to Walmart or Walgreens and let me buy my
I know a lot
own.
of people like to me.
All right,
that's
note
not
to self.
uncommon.
I'll make sure
Yeah,
that
that's
happens.
not-
I'm
that's
just
not
saying,
Yeah,
like,
that's
don't
not
make it.
uncommon.
Don't make me feel like
You
you
didn't-
just had an extra shit there.
You didn't catch that?
Oh.
Okay, I'll make sure.
I'm
I'll make sure that happens.
Oh.
I'm not thinking about-
What we got going on?
I'm not thinking about time.
I put a
What we
name.
got
since-
going on?
since-
Put
I
a
know,
name
I-
tag on it.
Oh,
Never
okay.
one.
I see.
No, I need.
Since G has come into the picture, Tommy like
I don't know who G is. I don't know what y'all
I
talking
don't know, but I'm gonna find out who the hell G is because I've got to get.
It's right
updated.
next to H. I don't know.
Okay, well,
The fuck?
we're gonna find out the rest of it and all the letters around and in front of and behind.
I'm only
So-
dating Aziza. I told you. I just don't have on my ring today.
I'll let Aziza pass.
Sounds like is gonna be a throuple.
And I know her story. I know her story too. So shit.
Whose story?
Aziz's story.
What's Aziz's story? Hold on, wait. Let me.
Don't tell her business.
She
Ziza.
told it on another podcast
Oh,
down
okay.
here. She was in a what do you call that?
Polly.
A polyamorous.
Oh,
One poly relationship kind of thing.
I didn't approve of that bullshit either.
Well, it
well,
Because
happens.
it wasn't with me. I was still rubbing on her thighs and eating Oreos.
3 incomes, huh?
Is
We
it-
can make that happen.
Man, what you said.
make that
happen.
Nigga.
Man, we can put
Hey,
our resources
We
together.
can have all the
man.
stations. We can have all
We
the
got
streaming networks.
everything, right? Shoot, we can have Hulu,
You know what I'm
Netflix.
saying?
I'm not doing
Our,
that.
our internet fast as a bitch. We got the highest
We got
internet.
BET,
I'm not dealing with you.
Paramount.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Listen, all
I got Discovery Plus for one show. That's how I roll, nigga.
Right.
I definitely got
I ain't got
BET
it.
Plus for that one show.
I ain't got to
Man,
use
you
somebody
right.
else's
Right.
peacock.
They all our shit.
Right,
That's a good
like
way to look at that.
Luxury life.
Man, and we
3
can switch
incomes?
up on them dishes.
man, listen, okay.
Man.
Sweeping and the mopping in the kitchen. Okay, so now it's your
So
turn.
this is 4 incomes, right? here.
Man, we going to town. We live
But
in
I
a
got,
mansion.
I gotta bring Ziza.
I'm a very
Okay,
easy,
that's 5 incomes. We live in a
Listen,
I'm a very
I
easy
can't-
person to
we
live
can-
with.
we can make
Me
it
too.
work.
I'm very
mind my
simple.
business.
I'm very simple. Only thing this is my only problem is you see I got my shoes. I take my shoes off and just they're in different spots around the house.
Oh yeah,
Y'all gonna find eyelashes everywhere.
it'd be like
That
that.
would creep me out. That would keep me the fuck out.
Imagine living with 4 women and we all taking our eyelashes off. Like,
I mean, I was the only man in my house for a long time.
okay, well,
So, I mean, I
right.
get it.
You're
So,
right.
still the same.
That
Could
thing.
I,
is so
could I
funny.
live with Denise?
That's a good question, King.
I could just imagine Denise be up in the morning loud twerking this shit.
No, actually, I'm not a morning person.
though.
Girl, fuck you.
I would be like,
Like right now.
And again, girl, fuck you. Okay.
I would be like Jack Tripper though. I think I would be like Jack Tripper.
Oh,
We have a good ass time.
I don't know who that is. We have a moment like this every single episode.
Three's
Okay.
Company. You don't know Three's
Three's
Company?
Company too.
Okay, I know
Come
that,
on, knock
but
on my door.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
It was
That's-
him.
that's
him.
Jack
It's Jack
Tripper.
Tripper
Okay.
was the dude, and
Alright.
there was 2 girls he lived with. They had roommates.
He
Oh
was definitely
man.
smashing at least 2 of them.
Glad to be
Yep, at least both of them.
Ooh,
At
man.
least both.
But I'm still stuck on the 3 incomes.
Can you imagine that shit?
I make a decent.
Man,
I
that
make a
is
decent
so
living.
well, I remember when I was, I think I told y'all this. I was married and I found out my husband was cheating, and the girl called my phone talking crazy.
Oh
I
yeah,
said,
you did say that.
"Girl."
You can have him.
I said, "Girl, come over here and pick up these dirty ass drawers." I'm like, "Well,
Bitch,
you
you
heard me.
won.
Come over here and help me. Like,
Right.
come over here, clean
You
up
want-
after this nigga."
you want
Like,
you
that
want
was
this
my
man so
response
bad?
to
Come
her.
on.
She didn't know.
We can-
She could
we
not
can share- we
understand.
can
it.
We
share
can
this
split. We can
mess.
split like the mortgage or the rent
I
3
was like,
ways.
"Girl,
Like, listen, I had a
ooh."
date next weekend anyway. You can make sure
Like,
you
for
keep
real,
them
I
busy.
told her she did not understand.
That's
that,
like
but
living
I
in
was
low income
saying,
housing.
At
Man,
this point,
right.
Cut the
facts.
mics off at this point.
I only got to pay $300.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And living great.
Well, probably a little
Listen.
more than 300, but still, $600.
Oh,
I'm cool.
nigga.
Man,
$600 a month.
$600,
That's
absolutely.
everything.
Everything?
That's light bill. Every 600. Yeah,
Oh, I can do
yeah.
that easy. You know how
Oh,
many
you talking
new?
about
you know,
split across the board?
Do you know
I'm
how
just
many new
saying.
wigs I would have?
Could you imagine that? Don't tell me. Man, all of us have an 800 plus credit score.
Man,
Not telling me. I'm giving
straight
him
up.
his points.
You can't live with us.
I know.
All
You fucking up
800.
the whole program.
Right.
You and Ziza need to go live together. or
Oh,
something.
we are.
We need all 800 points.
Y'all, you dropping off 3 whole incomes
Man, that is.
I didn't say it was just me and her.
because that's like $200,000-$300,000 income.
It's not just me and her though.
We'd have to move down there
No
though.
way.
We have to move down there with the housing, with all the
I'm
bedrooms
not-
and
I'm not
shit.
dealing with y'all.
Anyway,
Man.
Okay,
So
I
are
got.
we-
Go
Oh,
ahead
go
with your final question.
I got
I
mine.
got
I
one
was
too.
I didn't have a final question. I was gonna give Nicole an opportunity to spit her piece.
Okay, yeah. So my final question though would be, why are we so scared to lose something or someone that does not already belong to us?
Oh,
Because we don't want to be by ourselves.
correct. And in the moment, the fucking is good,
Mhm.
and it's comfortable. We're comfortable
Is
with
it
being,
though?
as you said earlier, we're comfortable being
It's
uncomfortable.
comfortable.
We're comfortable being uncomfortable. We know
Because
that
once you
we
detach,
know this person. We know the bullshit that they
think-
come with.
Right. I think it's what Tommy said though.
what you say, Tommy? Because
That
Some
we
wise
just
ass shit that you weren't hearing.
just that we comfortable and we
I'm
already
comfortable-
dealing with them, so
I'm
we just
comfortable
deal
with the
'em.
bullshit that I know. Now I gotta learn your bullshit. I gotta learn
And
some
then it
new
be some bullshit, and then now you gotta go on. So we just don't want to.
My circumstance, I did not want to go through. This is the first serious relationship I had after my divorce that I introduced my family to, my kids to, my friends to.
it's
I-
embarrassing.
I did not want to do that all over
It's
again.
embarrassing.
Right.
So
Oh,
that
when
doesn't
you
make
bring
this
them
work.
around,
Because everybody, what happened? My father, what happened to that young
that's
girl?
embarrassing.
She was nice. I was like, yeah.
Y'all
thought
thought she was
right.
Because a lot of people, mama think I'm nice and I'm sweet or whatever.
Keyword thing, because Lord knows that ain't the truth.
I am.
I mean, but I ain't even gonna lie to you. Almost every last boyfriend I had, their mama always loved me. Almost every time. But
I'm sweet as pie.
Every parent. I ain't never had a parent not like me.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
I had one, but she was just a bitch in general because her son was, you know,
Oh my.
her son was a mama's boy and he was a little so far up her ass. She didn't think nobody was good enough for him. Come to find out he was a bum. But you know what I'm
She
saying?
knew that.
So that was the only time we ever had issue because I had requirements. I was like, no, nigga, you gonna need to go up to somebody's job. So your mama don't live here. And
He was still hanging on his mama titty, is what you're saying.
That's about it. So that was the only reason why she didn't like me. But other than that, I never had that issue. But I don't cause no problems like that.
My objective
No.
in life is to meet your family, and so that anytime I'm not away, they be looking at you crazy
Absolutely.
whole objective in life.
100%.
You might be toxic.
because of that.
Hmm.
Really? That's why is that toxic? Because I'm very personable. I'm a very personable person.
Mm,
I don't. If it's fucked up, it ain't me. It's you.
Tommy toxic. That's the
I don't think
conclusion.
so.
That's the
In conclusion,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think,
Spit
I think
your
you. I think
shit.
you're creating toxicity. That's
Hey,
your own.
I've been known to do
That's
that.
your own creation.
We gonna wait. So do we want to pull the plug before? No, spit your shit and then we'll do our pull the plugs.
Oh, I don't have this.
Right. So
and you claim he was ready.
when we came up with
Tone
this
with teeth.
when we came up with I cannot. When we came up with this topic, I realized that it's I don't know how many years ago. This poem is probably I think Nori was still
Oh
alive.
wow.
So this poem was probably 10 years old.
Okay.
And it was something that I definitely was going through and I was dealing with. And so I wrote this. So let me try to get through it. Ruthia, you gonna make it. Be strong. All right. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. I stand there broken, petalless flower in hand, heart in knots, remembering words of wisdom like treat others as you want to be treated and your word is your bond. And right now I desperately need that bond to hold like glue and mend the cracks in my heart. Pieces of my soul scattered across the floor. I long for them to be a trail of rose petals left as a symbol of love. Instead, I chased them with hopes of piecing my heart back together, like a scorned woman tearing up a love letter and instantly regretting it. I'm frantically trying to gather what's left and forget about what's been lost. So I pick each piece up one by one with mangled fingers from attempting to grasp at his jagged, jaded heart. Pieces of my own shattered heart, deepened wounds, heartless blood mixing with heartfelt tears. Desperate to numb the throbbing within the pieces of my heart, I use pieces of my own lifeless core to cut myself. Taking physical over emotional pain, I stand there, blue blood dripping from my fingertips because I no longer bleed in red, the color of love, the color of passion. Instead, I bleed in blue, the color of pain, the color of death. You promised to be my cardiac surgeon. Instead, you became the very one who stole my heart and sold it on the black market to the highest bidder. Left me bitter like lemons with no hope for making lemonade. But I played a part in the massacre. I helped you commit the 211, the robbery of my heart. I knew you were Saul before Damascus and that you kept your mask on pretending to be my Boaz when you didn't even know who Christ was.
Talk your shit.
So how can
Or
you possibly
Damascus.
love me when you didn't even know the very man I was made in the image of?
Mm.
But I was so in love and childish that I sold my aorta to the hoarder who already had a closet full of broken hearts. Now mine has been added to the collection, sitting on the top shelf with scars of past X's and O's and broken promises. Left lifeless, thought it was forever until I met a great deliverer, redeemer, a healer. My God, he placed my heart back into the confines of my chest. Blood went from midnight blue back to crimson red. And even though I lost some pieces along the way, God picked them up and saved them, for he knew this very day would come. His unconditional love, the perfect glue to mend my broken aorta, cancering my DNR orders. My heart is whole again. I'm back in my rightful position as a Proverbs 31 woman. Childish thoughts and actions must flee, tossed back into the pit of hell with the distractions of the enemy. The enemy belongs to he, the Christ who lives within me. This once broken-hearted little girl will no longer conform to the ways of the world. I've been made whole, taking back what the enemy stole. Those bitter lemons, now lemonade. The sins of his daughter, now in full paid. I can finally stand in my healing, unashamed of my past, and no more childish chance of he loves me not, because I have fallen back in love with me. I love me. I love me. I love me.
Come on, talk your
We need the
shit.
applause. Okay. Yes. I love me. Okay.
It was the healing part. Like I'm in that space.
Mhm.
Woo.
Saul before Damascus, presenting yourself as my Boaz. Ooh.
I need to look up Proverbs 31.
You don't know? Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
The prophet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in your word. Get in your word. And not everybody is a Proverbs 31 woman.
And ain't.
Where
Okay.
they are, but ain't.
Because I wasn't and I was saying it. Okay. Don't judge me. Judge your mama.
It be
She
like
did it
that.
too.
Absolutely.
It be like that.
Absolutely.
Ooh, so
That's
what's
the whole fake it
what's
till you
the
make it.
moral of the story?
Take
Moral
accountability
is-
for your bullshit
Yep.
and stop breaking your own heart.
And stop blaming everything on these men. It's us too.
It's
We
listen,
definitely play a role in it.
because clearly if we're breaking our own heart, we are playing a role in it. If that man said, I don't want to be in a relationship,
And you go and you giving him wife stuff. You know,
and you ain't
giving
even
him
got
wife-
the title of a girlfriend, you giving him wifely things.
Right.
But we ain't shit either.
No, I'm not saying that, but what
I'm
we
just making sure
right,
I
yeah.
state it.
Yeah, because we just don't. What we don't want to do here is we don't want to male bash. You know what I mean? But we also have to be. It's just some ain't no good niggas out there. But
I
we
just-
also got to be
Accountable for
responsible,
our
accountable
own shit.
for our own. We can't say
Accountability.
seriously.
Accountable.
We can't say that a guy did us wrong.
Right.
Right. We can't say a guy did us wrong. He told us up front who he was. He told us what he wanted and what he didn't want.
And we made
and
the
we
choice
still
to
made that choice. And then we turn
stick
around
around
and
or
blame
not.
it on him.
Dude, so
No.
I'm gonna fuck him into a relationship.
Yeah, it don't
Ain't
work
gonna
like
work,
that. And
sis.
that's the thing, as women, we think that we can change people's mind. He already told us. And we just continue to try to make it something that is not. So the moral story is don't do that.
All right, y'all. Let's get into these DNRs. Y'all ready?
You can
Mhm.
start.
I ain't ready.
You not ready?
Oh goodness. I'm ain't ready.
I'm not ready. That's okay though.
Take a deep
I'm
breath.
ready. No, I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay. Nicole, you want to start?
What I'm a DNR this week?
Mm-hmm.
I'm DNRing allowing men who shouldn't be in my space no longer. They can't be in my space anymore. So he tell me who he is, I need to believe that, and I need to
The
move
first
on.
time.
The first time, and not try to make him be what I think he should be or want him to be. So
I'm going to DNR lifeless situations, and that's across the board. That whether you're family, whether it's a job, whether it's a potential romantic situation, I am DNR lifeless situations. Stop breathing. I am going to stop breathing life into stuff that's already dead. Try to revive that bullshit.
yep, let it go.
I am pulling the plug on toxic situationships.
Mm.
Put a plug, Tommy.